What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you're representing. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop. Going in. So a lot has been said about Kalisha Hood and her son, who gunned down an assailant in Chicago last week. This guy put his hands on this 14-year-old's mother, and that 14-year-old son sent him to the upper room. Now, for the most part, the mother and the son is being supported. But there are a few people who pretend to act like they care about the mother and care about women not being attacked, but at the same time, they care about this dude who got himself killed. When I see dudes online trying to justify something like that, it automatically tells me what kind of dude they are. It automatically tells me that they're the type of dude who would do the same thing, or who would like to do the same thing, or who could see themselves doing the same thing. It's kind of like when the uncivilized part of white society automatically takes a white killer's side when they kill somebody black. They don't care about right or wrong. They choose a side based on what they would have done in that same situation, or what they would have liked to do in that same situation, right? For example, the white guy who killed the black guy on the subway in New York. A lot of white folks support him, and other people who think they white support him, not because they think that he's a good guy. They support him because he killed a black man, and they would like to be able to kill a black man and get away. So they funded him. They did what they would like somebody to do if they were to kill a black man. Man, give me some money. Give me some of that money. You know, donate to my GoFundMe. That's what that's about. They put up that money because they want to be able to have that same amount of grace and support should they ever find themselves in that same situation. This is the same thing that's happening with some of the guys, or not some, but any of these dudes who are out here trying to call themselves supporting this dude who beat up this woman in any kind of way. This dude deserves zero support, zero grace, zero empathy. He was an uncivilized mutt who was put down one day too late. He should have been got put down. Now, this, from what I understand, dude, this ain't his first rodeo when it comes to beating on women. From what I understand, the girl that was doing all the laughing, his girlfriend, had also experienced beat downs from him. So maybe she was laughing at the fact that she get to take a break from getting punched around. I also heard, and I haven't been able to substantiate this, but I also heard this dude put his hands on his own mama. Also, word on the streets is he jumped on a bartender, a female bartender, and her friends just days before that, if my memory serves me right, as far as what people said, how, what the time period was. So this is a dude who had a death wish. And you know how that go, fam. Sometimes if you wish for stuff hard enough, dreams do come true. Your wishes do get granted sometimes. Me, I feel nothing. It is time for people in the Black community to hold all uncivilized mutts accountable, regardless of skin tone. All uncivilized mutts got to be brought to heel. Not just the uncivilized mutts outside of the community, but inside of the community first. In fact, the ones on the inside, if they were taken care of, if they were extinguished, the ones on the outside would be more careful to offend. Right or wrong? Right or wrong? If the people in the community had a collective understanding that it don't matter who you are, you're not coming into our neighborhood and violating anybody. If you're a rapist, you can't sleep comfortable in this neighborhood. You kill one of our children, one of our elders, you can't sleep comfortably in this neighborhood. You can't walk the streets and smile and laugh and giggle in this neighborhood. See, that word got to get out. You crossing that street to jack your neighbors. You can't be a jacker. You can't be jacking people in our neighborhood and still be cool in the neighborhood and feel safe in the neighborhood. You got to go. I'm cool with that. Even if it's my blood, I'm cool with that. Because we ain't gonna get there until we all are cool with that. Some of us got some uncivilized mutts in our families, and as much as you love them and you've had good times with them, they got to go. It don't even make sense that you would hold people on the outside accountable, but not those who are on the inside. That makes zero sense. It's like trying to tell your daughter to be virtuous, to take her time, to don't just give it up to everybody, but then you teach your boys to go out there and slay as many as he can. Do you understand how confusing that is? Do you understand that you're hustling backwards? You make it harder on yourself if you ain't giving the boys the game at the same time. Tell your sons, look, man, date as many as you want, but when you pick one, you pick one. See, that should be the game. That's how you don't end up with 19 baby mamas and a bunch of child support and trying to get cash jobs because you don't want to go on record. Now, I know some of y'all don't like what I'm saying because, boy, accountability is like kryptonite to some of you motherfuckers. So I get that. I understand that. This channel really ain't for y'all. This channel is not for you. If you're the type who love to make excuses, you got an excuse for everything. It's always somebody else's fault. Responsibility gives you cold sweats, make you toss and turn. Soon as you hear something that sounds accountable, be responsible about something, first thing that comes out your mouth is don't judge, and you start looking down on the person that requires accountability. You got to go. You're part of the problem. And we collectively have to be okay with that, because it ain't going to work until we get okay with that. It's not going to work. It's like trying to, it's like pouring gasoline on fire. It don't work. Or pouring water on a grease fire. It don't work. It's a grease fire. You got to put a lid on top of it, or you got to hit it with an extinguisher. That's how you get rid of it. You got to snuff it out. And these uncivilized mutts got to be snuffed out. I've heard people say it's sad. Well, that's messed up that somebody had to lose their life. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. No, some of these motherfuckers got to die. Until y'all figure that part out, you ain't gonna never get it. And I'm talking about internally, externally. You ever seen that movie, A Time to Kill, with Samuel L. Jackson? Didn't you like that movie? Didn't you think that was a time to kill when they raped that man's daughter? Don't you think that was a time to kill? I know everybody that watched that movie said, yeah, I could see myself doing that. Yeah, I would do it. I'd do them in a heartbeat. Well, why can't you understand that? Why can't that same sentiment, that same philosophy be extended to the greater community? There is a time. We can't harbor these uncivilized mutts any longer. They're making the fight too hard. The fight is too extended. They got to go. And we got to be okay with that. Anybody that's coming to the neighborhood that violate, no matter where they're from, no matter what their address is, they got to go. We got to get used to that. Wouldn't you love to live in a neighborhood where the women and the children feel safe? Where you can forget to lock your door and ain't got to worry about somebody running up in your house. Where you can actually be outside in your yard, sitting down, reading the paper, or maybe you want to water your flowers on that day and ain't got to worry about hearing gunshots and ducking. Wouldn't you love that? Ain't got to worry about somebody coming up to your house, knocking on the door, talking about where your child at, I want to fight them. All these uncivilized mutts got to be brought to heel. Now, the reason why these uncivilized mutts get a pass, the primary reason is most people live their life in fear. Most people who live in the hood are good people. Let me say that again, because some of y'all be watching TV too much. Some of y'all look at these clips and y'all just think the whole hood is just running rampant with uncivilized mutts. Y'all think, no, it's a small segment of our society that's responsible for the majority of the crime and the violence. It's a small segment. It's not a large segment. But that small segment does so much damage that it makes it appear that that's how things are. But wouldn't you love it to live in a neighborhood where you don't have to worry about hearing the sounds of an ambulance every hour or so? Like that wasn't a constant sound ringing in your ear. Don't tell me nothing about, oh, it's, that's just how it is if you're poor. That's a lie. When I lived in Azerbaijan, Baku, Azerbaijan, they had 4 million people there. By comparison, Houston had 4 million. By comparison, they was averaging about 1 or 2 deaths a month. Houston, not death, murders. Houston, 15 at the time, every week. Every week. It had nothing to do with being poor. Had everything to do with people having a bad understanding and a low opinion about the value of life. In America, and this ain't just in Black neighborhoods, in America, we don't love our neighbors and we don't love our neighbors' children. That's why we don't look out for each other. That's why we don't look out for our neighbors' children. Most of us can't even name 3 neighbors in our neighborhood. We can't even name 3 people who live in our neighborhood. Most of us. Y'all don't think that there's a difference? Y'all don't think that has something to do with, lack of community, being intentional about looking out for each other? Y'all don't think that there's a connection there with all of this violence and murder and disrespect? Y'all don't think that might have a little bit to do with the lack of community and respect that we have for each other, the fundamental respect that we have for one another? Even when you're wrong, sometimes you just bow down. You bow down to your elders because you don't want to be disrespectful. You go home, you tell your mom and your dad, and then they decide what the next course of action gonna be. But what did your mom and daddy do back in the gap? You got a problem with an adult? What did your mama do when you came home and said you had a problem? Or what you do? Today is what they do. They just take off and ready to go hit something, ready to go stab something, shoot something, kill something, beat up something, insult something, right? This boiled down, man, to just lack of values. It's lack of values. It's the value system. The fabric of America is shredded. That's across all cultures. It's shredded. This whole capitalistic society thing that we had going on, it's on its last wheels. And that's the only thing that's really has propped America up, is capitalism. Because most people that come here ain't coming here because of values, American values. They're coming here to get some money, right? But if you come into a country where most people mentality is money over everything, you're going to be in for a rude awakening. Like, if my roots was not here, meaning that my family and everybody was not here, I'd get up out of here. I would not come here. That's for all y'all out there. Well, won't you leave? Won't you leave? Sometimes I stay out of spite, though, because my ancestors went through a whole lot to build this country. So I just stay like I ain't going nowhere. Kick me out. Make me leave. Yeah, that's right. I said it. Jeremy Brown was an uncivilized mutt. Now, I know he got family members that can't stand what I'm saying. I know they hate it. But the trip part about it is Jeremy wrote a check that his ass couldn't cash. Jeremy did that to himself. If he had had more manners, some basic manners, well, you don't punch people in the face just because you don't like what they're saying. You don't punch a woman in the face in particular because you don't like what she's saying. You don't like the fact that she's talking. If he had had some basic respect, it's a good chance that Jeremy would still be alive to oversee and raise his two daughters. He got twin daughters. Now, they're left to their own devices, and hopefully they end up in the hands of somebody who have a better understanding than Jeremy, a better understanding than him about conflict resolution. A man who fails to control his emotions is doomed for self-destruction. You better learn how to control your emotions. Now, some people say, well, you know, how y'all gonna celebrate a black man getting killed, and when the police kill a black man, y'all wanna go crazy, and then it's a different story. That's a false equivalence. How can you compare an uncivilized mutt police officer murdering an innocent black man to an uncivilized mutt black man attacking an innocent black woman? How can you make that comparison? You got to be slow up top. You got to be the type of person who ain't even learned the ABCs to make a statement like that. That's like saying that cats and dogs are the same animal because they're both are mammals and have a tail. It makes absolutely no sense. But a lot of people, they hear what they want to hear. Most of them have cognitive dissonance. A lot of people just hear what they want to hear and then they take off running. A lot of people don't have the mental capacity to think critically or even to think at all. They got a very, very rudimentary understanding about issues, about life, period. Jeremy Brown put his hands on a black woman, and a young black man, or boy, I'm gonna say a boy, even though he's not a man, but a young black boy did what a man should have did and sent his ass to the upper room. Yeah, man. Yeah. He asked for that. In fact, he begged for that on his grandma, remember? On my grandma. Some people say, hey, man, you know, he didn't have to kill her. Well, he didn't have to hit that woman. How about that? If he wouldn't have hit that woman, again, he might still be alive. The cousin of, let me get her name right. The cousin of Kalisha Hood said that there was some false reports out there trying to paint her sister as this wicked woman and her son as a thug, who, by the way, don't have any criminal record. She had a license. She was licensed to carry a gun. She said that this whole narrative about her texting her son, come in here and shoot the guy, whatever, was false. She said that the son saw from outside his mother being attacked, and he came in there with that hammer and laid dude down. Now, here's the thing. I really don't give a damn how it went down. I don't care if she texted him or not. Either way, he got what he deserved. He got what he asked for. He got what he begged for. Imagine how many other women he's done that to. You got to be used to that to get down the way he did. You got to be used to that. I mean, he ain't just slapped the woman, pushed the woman, you know, kick her or something like he went for the knockout, like, you know, all that, flush, like just everything he had on his grandma. Imagine how often he's done that. Nah, he got it. That youngster gave him everything he was looking for. My only hope is for the youngster is that he's not traumatized by this. You know, I hope he can get through the rest of his life without having to ever pull the trigger on somebody again. Going into the comments. Love Brown, what up? Black Orchid, I see you. Doug, what's up? Brian Bridges. Fed Moore. Jermaine Hill. Kelvin Birch. What's up, Kev? Hayes says, once he took that first shot and was no longer a threat, the shot should have stopped. The kid followed him and ended him. I guess that's right too, huh? You goddamn Skippy is right. Goddamn Skippy. Finish him. That y'all know that cartoon that finish him. Finish him. Who's to say that he wasn't running to the car to get a gun? Nah, finish him. He would not be attacking any more women. We ain't got to worry about that no more. Took that first shot. He took the second shot and the third and the fourth and the fifth. He should have clipped him. He did what he's supposed to do. He took care of business. Keep your hands to yourself. You don't own anybody. You can't make a person shut up just because somebody don't want to shut up. You gonna shoot them? I mean, you gonna beat them up? You gonna just punch a woman in the face because she don't want to? You don't punch the police in the face when the police be talking to you. Police, you don't tell the police to shut up. I bet he ain't never told the police to shut up and punch the police in the face. So where does all this courage and all this energy come from for punching the woman in the face? Seemed like to me, he should have more respect for the woman than he have for the police, especially the black woman. But maybe that's just me. See, it's some dudes, they don't have the same energy for men that they have for women. They ain't so quick to swing on a man like they is with women. Why is that? Because they're cowards. And some of y'all listening to me right now, and let me say it to your face, you're a coward. And both of us know, you can say what you want to say about me. I know you probably in the comments, probably going crazy. I don't give a damn. We all know you can't get with me. We know you ain't got nothing. Because they one thing about it. But then again, it's some of them that might, you can't say what a person won't do, but I can say what you won't do again. Can't say what a person won't do, but you can say what they won't do again. I can say what they won't do again. The only type of dudes that's making excuses are women beaters. That's it. The only type of dudes that's making excuses for this dude is women beaters. That's the only type of dudes that's making excuses. It should tell you something. All you women out there, if you can recognize some of these dudes' handles, I don't care how slick he talk, how good he look, you better run. You better make sure you don't give his ass no action, because he gonna give you all the action if he ever get close enough to you. These comments would tell you a lot about a person. how people comment on social media, the stuff they post, the stuff that they support, the stuff they repost, it'll tell you a whole lot about a person. You ain't got to ask them no questions. Just sit back and watch their social media. Just watch how they move. Now, of course, you got people on here that they kind of slick and they know how to hide stuff, and try to just show you what they want to show you. But a lot of times they slip up, especially if they post a lot. Buckhorse BC, what up? What's up, Linda Smith? Yeah. What is it? Anna Lise Orda. Sorry for chopping up your name, Anna. But listen, you're right. If she was white, he probably would have just walked away and laughed at her. No, and don't forget this, the proverbial, ma'am, you better get out of my face, ma'am. Ma'am, you know what, ma'am? You know what, ma'am? That killed me when they be getting violated. They be getting violated by white folks and they be saying ma'am and sir. And sir, ma'am. They don't know how much of a Sambo they sound. Sir, ma'am, sir. Man, I ain't giving you no, you ain't getting one sir, you ain't getting one ma'am out of me. Sir, ma'am, those are words reserved for respect. Those are words reserved for people who you respect. I wish I would call a Karen ma'am. A Ken sir. What's up, Sherelle Shepherd? And another thing, the trip part about it, these type of dudes that support old buddy, it's a lot of them, man. It's more than I ever thought existed. But just getting on social media and listening, watching some of the comments, I'm like, damn, it's a lot of them. It's a lot of women. Y'all better be careful out there. It's a lot of women beaters out there. It's a lot of women haters out there. What gets me is that they still want to have sex with women. I don't get that. Because if I hate something, I hate it for real. I don't want nothing to do with it. I don't care who it is. I don't care what it is. If I hate it like that, like they hate women, I wouldn't want nothing to do with them. I wouldn't want them touching me, nothing. But they want to touch them. They still want to get on them. Still want to have sex with them. Have babies and all this kind of stuff. It's sick. Y'all better be careful out there. These dudes out here making excuses because they want the same type of grace when they beat on their women, when they knock out a woman, when they shoot a woman. They want that same grace. I don't feel nothing for him. I mean, nothing. He's an enemy of the state. I feel nothing. I mean, nothing. I feel exactly about him like I would feel about one of them Klansmen or one of them Proud Boys or Nazis. I feel nothing. I mean, nothing. Perhaps joy, but nothing else. Yeah, none of that. Well, that's a shame. And, you know, um, it's sad that, no, it's not sad. It's not sad. It's sad when a good person loses their life. When a person who is innocent loses their life. It's not sad when an uncivilized mutt meets his demise. That's not sad to me. It might be to you, but it's not to me. Lord, what's up? Is that Gaelic? So that boy went in for a burger and came out with wings. Sure did. Sure did. What's up, Helen Wortham? You know he had a record, he had a record for beating on women. You don't just out of the blue do something like that. Man, you got to be brave enough to defend the women in society, or else you're going to have a society where your own mama, your own wife, your woman, your daughter, your sister, your aunt, your grandmama, you're going to have a society where just it's going to be free game. And the women just going to be getting knocked out left and right. This is going to be it's going to be commonplace. I don't want to live in a society like that. That's why I'm so hard on their asses. I don't want to live in that type of society. You ask women to have to deal with trauma and bring babies into the world, even if she is a type of woman who is intentional about self-care, she can only do so much to mask the trauma. That trauma is going to show up from time to time in the way that she relates to her own child. Can't have no society full of traumatized women. That's not good. The women are the nurturers of society. I know some of you dudes out there, y'all don't give a damn about none of that. Y'all think everything revolve around y'all. Y'all think that it's y'all the end all be all. Gotcha. But y'all have a lot of problems with women. See, I don't have those problems. I don't have those problems. And I don't do no simping. I don't do no simping. I don't do no simping. I don't do no pimping. And I got a great relationship with women. Yeah, and here's something else to think about, fam. I see, who is this? CM Brock. CM Brock made a good point just now. He said men need to take it as disrespect if a man beat on a woman in front of you. That's a great point, because what that man is saying is, you a sucker and you're going to allow it. Every man knows that it's wrong. He knows what he's doing is wrong. But if he don't feel any resistance, if he don't feel any type of threat for doing something like that, he'll just do it. If that's the type of dude he is, he'll just do it. But if he feel like it's going to be some resistance, somebody going to step up, somebody going to step in, and it might be somebody he can't handle. He might try to wait till you get in the car, wait till you get home. See what I'm saying? Because the last thing a bully needs is resistance. The last thing a bully needs is not just resistance, but somebody who is capable of putting it on his ass. Bullies don't operate like that. That goes from the bully in the hood to the bully in the White House. They ain't trying to fight nothing that can put them in the cemetery, that can get them a big L. They ain't trying to hear none of that. Mark my words. You got the dudes who say that he was right and, you know, they was wrong, or they shouldn't have did it, and all this type of stuff. You got those dudes who say they love their mom and daddy, or they love their mom and their sisters and all this stuff, and, you know, nobody better not do that to their daughter. You know, they'll have that same energy. They'll be ready to kill something. Somebody punch their mom in the face, they be ready to kill them. They're gonna kill them. Some of them already got in their mind, they'll kill them. But then, at the same time, they want to beat on somebody else's daughter, sister, mama, auntie. Make it make sense. They hate it so much if somebody put their hands on one of their loved ones, a female in their family, they ready to kill them. But they don't think they deserve to be killed if they put their hands on somebody else's sister, daughter, mother, auntie. Make it make sense. That's all I'm trying to do, man. I'm just trying to make I'm trying to make 2 + 2 = 4. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to be complex about this at all. Just trying to make it make sense. But then you also got some dudes who are, you got this kind of guy that's a street guy, right? And he may be violent toward other women. And because he's violent toward other women, he accepts other guys being violent toward the women in his family. Because he got that mentality, man, that's their business. Don't nobody do nothing about my business over here. And I do what I want to do with my woman. And that's your woman, that's the man you chose. I ain't got nothing to do with that, man. That's y'all. That's y'all. Dude be boxing on his sister, beating up his mom, everything. He don't give a damn. And then you got the dude who, he might be a coward. He might not be a coward. As far as like the type of dude that'll get on. He might be a type of dude that's a get down type dude, right? Or he might be the type of dude that's not a get down dude. In any event, he will allow a dude to beat on his sister because he getting money with that dude. Or because that dude got an opportunity for him, so he let it slide. You got them types. Yeah. The bottom line is there's more coward dudes out there that look like they solid than not. I take it a step further. People like to look at homosexuals as weak, right? A lot of dudes in the streets, they'll say homosexuals are weak. But you got homosexual dudes who got more heart than some of these dudes that try to act street and try to act hard, try to, act like they, what do they call them, cisgender now? You got some homosexual dudes that ain't gonna accept none of that. None of that. They're gonna get with your ass immediately, no pun intended. But they're gonna get with you. Some of these dudes are just cowards, man. A lot, and people don't want to admit it. A lot of these dudes are just cowards. I know real killers, but they cowards. You know why I call them cowards? Because it's certain people they ain't gonna mess with. Violate mine, I down anybody. Straight up. Man, some music. What's up? Going back to cognitive dissonance. I was just talking about this. Dub say, if you ain't rainbow, you weird. Is that what the fuck I said? Go back to school right now, bro. Go back. If you got your diploma, go give it back. In fact, throw it in the fireplace and burn it. If you ain't got heart, you weird. If you a man with no heart, you weird. If you're a man with no heart, you weird. Now, is that clear enough for you? If you're a man and you're not protecting the women and the children and even the men in your community, you weird. Yeah, you weird. If you're a man and you destroy your neighborhood instead of building your neighborhood, you weird. If you punch a woman in the face because she's talking and you don't like what she's saying, you're weird. If her son takes a gun and pump bullets in your ass and you let that happen, you're weird. You let your emotions trick you out of some oxygen. If you let your emotions trick you out of your oxygen, you're weird. If you let your emotions trick you out of your freedom, if you let your emotions pull you away from your children, from raising your own children, you're weird. I know some of y'all hate that kind of talk because responsibility is like kryptonite to y'all. You got to go find one of them pages where somebody be talking reckless all day. No accountability. You got to go to one of them type of pages. You can't come over here because you don't like you don't like accountability. It kills you. Okay, I got a few trolls. Where are my moderators? Got to get rid of these trolls by myself. Oh, that's another thing, fam. I get rid of all trolls. Why? Because trolls are hoes. I don't give trolls no action. You don't get to come over here and be disrespectful. You don't get to come over here and try to cause confusion because that's what trolls do. They just cause confusion. They don't even care about nothing going on. They don't care what the topic is. They just jump in and just try to cause confusion. So they got to go. I don't give them no action. They ain't getting no light. And I don't even say their name. Wanda Lucas, what up? Kaz, what's up, Kaz? Carla McNeil, Willetta White, Dub 2, what up? Who is that? Is that Misty? Oh, Miss Style and Class. Miss Style and Class. Ocean Salter. Mystery of Seven, what up? Vanessa J, I see you. Damian Holland, what up? Go ahead and spell my name right next time, Damon. My name right there at the top, man. It's hard to miss the spelling, man, when it's right there on the page. Damon, you're spelling Willie like a white man in America. When you see Willie with a Y, that's typically a white dude. I have yet to meet a Willie who spells his name, a black guy named Willie who spells his name with a Y. Margot Jones. What's up, Angela Williams? Chosen Queen. Who is that? Mrs. G. Mason? Is it Mrs. G. Mason or Mr. S. G. Mason? What's up, man, from Waco? Spartanburg, South Carolina. Mr. Inglewood 77, what's up? What's up, Chi-Town? One of my favorite cities. I don't care what y'all say about Chi-Town. That's one of my favorite cities to this day. And that's because I know people. That's why it's important to really know, like, do your own research, get to know situations. I know people in Chicago, good people. I ain't talking about just all right people. I know some real good people in Chicago. From Chicago, live in Chicago, good people, you know? And so everybody in Chicago ain't savages like they show on the internet, you know? Everybody ain't savages like that, like old dude at the hot dog stand is, you know? A lot of good people in Chicago. So don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe, y'all. Tanya Stanley, what's up? Lee, Lenita, what up, Lenita? Birmingham, Alabama in the building. I see you, brown sugar. Give me some of that sugar. All right. Sick of liars. We appreciate you from Baltimore. What's up, Baltimore? That's how they say it. If you got to be from Baltimore to be able to say it like that. Baltimore. What up, Baltimore? Andre Williams, Carla McNeil, Jet Black. Okay, fam, that's my time. If you're just not joining, just to recap, this guy, Jeremy Brown, the word on the street is this dude not just attacked the black lady at the hot dog stand, but he also allegedly attacked his own mom, and he attacked a bartender and her friends, beat them up. Ain't hard to believe. I have not been able to substantiate that, but it's not hard to believe because somebody that does something like that, like what he did to that woman, is pretty much capable of anything except riding on the police and being accountable. No more talk.